morning, students. In the last session, we have discussed the introduction of the chapter Food, Where Does It Come From? In that, we have learned that plants and animals are the sources of our food. In the last session, we have learned that plants and animals are the sources of our food. But do we eat everything from the plant? Do we eat everything from the plant? Answer is no. Because we do not eat everything from the plant. Entire plant we do not eat. We will only eat from some plants we eat only leaves. From some plant we eat only part of the stem. And from some plants we eat only fruits. From some plants we eat even only flowers. From some plants we eat only roots or part of the root. Right? Like this. From different plants we eat some special part. Right? So the part which we can eat from the plant is called edible part. So we can eat only one or few parts in plants, but not everything. The part which we can eat from the plant, the parts of the plant that we can eat are called edible parts. Look at some edible parts and the plants from which we get. If we take leaves as the edible part, leaves, from which plants we get leaves as edible parts? Cabbage. We all eat cabbage. The leaves, whatever the part which we are eating is leaves. The part is leaves. Leafy vegetables. We get so many types of leafy vegetables. Fenugreek, that is methi bhaji, which we call. Right? Coriander, which we call kotambari. Is it? Next, onion. Okay, even onion also, the part which we eat from onion is leaves only. Now coming to fruits. Fruits means immediately you all imagine only apple, mango, banana, orange, right? Sweet parts of the plant that we get sweetness from it. That much only we think. But the vegetables like brinjal, chili, lady's finger, okay, like anything, tomato, all these sort of things, they are also fruits only. But these fruits like brinjal, okay, tomato, chili, right, lady's finger, cucumber, all these type of fruits, they are not sweet in taste, but they are also fruits only. So the most frequently used edible part from many plants is fruit. So if a question is asked to you, which is the most frequently used edible part from most of the plants? That is fruit. So I gave examples like brinjal, chili, tomato, mango, orange. They are fruits, but they are sweet food. And these fruits are used as vegetables. They are directly consumed. Okay. Next, stem. Sir, generally we do not eat stem. No, we eat stem, but you are not aware of it. If you take potato, so potato should be root. It grows underground. No. It is a underground stem. Part of the stem that grows underground in potato. It is stem. The same way, ginger, turmeric, they are also underground stems only. And above the ground, which stems that we can eat? Sugarcane. The part of the sugarcane plant which we eat is sugarcane. You might have seen. Below the ground, whatever it grows, we do not eat. Above the ground, whatever the leaves that are growing, we do not eat. But the stem part, we are eating it. Okay. In the same way, there are so many other plants from which the stem part is consumed or eaten. Okay. Roots. We all know carrot, radish, beetroot, sweet potato. They are all roots of those plants. In those roots, food is stored, so they become bulk, and we take out them and we eat them. Carrot, beetroot, radish, sweet potato. They are all the roots that we eat from the plants. Flowers. We do not eat rose. We do not eat jasmine. We do not eat chrysanthemum. But we eat cauliflower. We eat. Okay, cauliflower is one of the flowers which we can eat. There are some other names. Okay, some other plants from which we eat flowers, but you are not aware of it. I just gave the example which you are aware of it. Cauliflower. Cauliflower is the flower which we consume. But here, if you look at in all these plants, only one part of the flower, only one part of the plant we are consuming, not the other parts. Not the other parts. If one particular part is consumed, the other parts are not consumed. But there are some plants in which we get 2 or more edible parts. 2 or more edible parts. Like you take mustard plant. Mustard plants. Mustard plant leaves, they are consumed as leafy vegetables. Leafy vegetable. And from mustard seeds, we extract, means we get oil, which is used as edible oil. Mustard oil is used as edible oil. So, seeds are also edible, leaves are also edible from mustard plant. Children, you should not eat the parts of some unknown plants to you in order to know whether the part is edible or not. Why? Because in the nature there are different types of plants and animals. Some are useful, some are even harmful also. Why they are harmful? If some plants are there, in some of their parts, some poisonous chemicals also are present in them. So, unknowingly, if you eat them without having any knowledge about them, if you eat them, they may be poisonous, so they can cause harm to you, and sometimes they can even kill you also. So, if a question is asked, why should we not eat? Why should we not eat the parts of unknown or strange plants? Because they can be poisonous also. So, we should not eat the parts of unknown plants. We must always eat those parts of the plant that are advised by our parents or our well-wishing elders. Okay, not by others. Even if strange people are coming and telling to eat some plants, you should not eat. Because the plant is strange, the person who has advised you also is strange to you. So, we should not eat anything that is strange to you. Right? if it is given by your known person and it is a known product to you, then only you must eat. Right? And coming to sprouted seeds, we know chana and moong dal. What is chana? Bengal gram. Okay. You don't know Bengal gram? In Kannada language, it is kadali beda. Okay. Right? In the same way, moong dal, it is called green gram. In your language, it is, I think, hesaru beda. Okay. If these seeds are taken in their raw form, small quantity of seeds you take and put them in a container like a tumbler which is filled with water. Take the small quantity of seeds and put them in a water filled container like a tumbler and keep them aside in order to allow them to soak, to get soaked. How long you have to allow them? Somewhere around some 8 to 12 hours overnight. Okay, overnight. Right? Then drain the water, means throw away the water. What will happen to the seeds? The seeds are bulged. They take the water into them and they become bulged. They have become a bit softer. Now, drain the water completely. Take that soaked seeds, put them in a wet cloth. Put them in a wet cloth and wrap the seeds with that wet cloth. Wrap the seeds with that wet cloth and again leave them for few more hours, around some 6 to 8 hours or some 10 hours. After that, if you open them, you can see small white structures that have come out from the seeds. You can see small white structures that have come out from the seeds. Now these seeds are called sprouted seeds. So what are sprouted seeds? The seeds that have given out small white structures on them. When do they go out like that? Upon being soaked in water. When you soak them in water for a longer period of time and then keep them wrapped in a wet cloth, then they are going to give rise that small white structures. The seeds that have given out small white structures. To remember simply, seeds with given out small white structures. Seeds with given out small white structures. Seeds with given out small white structures. Right? They are called sprouted seeds. Why do we prepare sprouted seeds? Sprouted seeds are consumed directly as morning or evening snacks by just sprinkling little salt or pepper powder. Little salt and pepper powder. You can directly consume them as morning snacks or evening snacks. Some people even they boil them, means cook them, so that they will become much more softer. Then they add some spices to it and they may use it as morning breakfast also. Right? So this is how sprouted seeds are prepared. We are going to discuss about other edible substance that is made by some insects called honeybees. Honeybees, they bring sweet juice from the flowers. Okay, it's called nectar, about honey, and the types of animals based on the food which they eat, all these things, and followed by exercises, okay, in the next class. Thank you.